Yo, 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 yo.
Yo.
You ready to go? Ready to go.
He's playing in the garden background. I'm putting the volume down in it.
Okay. Yeah. So welcome everybody back to Jay's Gamepad, the Tapping Button podcast here with my brother, my Nakama. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Old School, LJ. You know what I'm saying?
What's good?
What's good, my brother? What's good? You know what I mean? Like it's good to find you, get you up on here. You know what I mean, on my channel.
If you say so, fam. I just thought let me have a go, man. Why not?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We always talk anyway. You know what I'm saying? We always talk about games. We always talk about anime. We always talk about the things that we love to do. You know what I mean? Like things that we love to enjoy, consume. So it's it's normal, really, isn't it? It's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's been happening in the gaming world?
Not much. But you know what I mean? But before we go off here, because I got a couple little points that I want to touch on. You know what I'm saying? But like before we get into it, you know what I'm saying? Like let the people know that, you know what I mean, that come across this video, like, you know what I'm saying, like the gaming history, when you first got into gaming, what kind of consoles you touched, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean.
Once upon a time in life, though, but well, I don't know where to start because grew up with
what
gaming.
Was your first gaming console?
In terms of gaming, it wasn't a console, it was a PC. It was a Amstrad CPC something back in the late 80s or something like that.
Okay,
but
you had money then, innit?
Sorry?
No, you had money then, innit?
No, my dad had money, not me, family.
Yeah, because that shit's expensive, man. I remember.
Yeah, at the time it was one of the first PC, but yeah. Mock about with you had the kind of plastic floppy disk and all that. You had to enter a code every time you want to start a game and all that. It was just basically language. Yeah.
Yeah, super old school retro.
Yeah. But you know, went through the whole same thing as everybody: Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, you know, Game Gear, Neo Geo from back in the day. So went through all that kind of things basically. Yeah.
Was it like? Didn't you ever was it like get the Atari?
The Atari? No. Same them. Mock about with them, like some of my cousins are some of them back in the days and all that, but never just purchased one myself. No.
Yeah, because for me, like my first gaming experience was the Atari. Like I don't remember it, but do you remember like the big box with the wooden panels on the side and shit?
Yeah, was that the ST, the Atari ST or something like that? Was that the name of it? Or?
I can't remember, but it was big. It come like was it like a VCR player? It was massive and like it was black plastic, but on the sides it had wooden panels.
Okay.
And like had the cartridge and like it had cartridge you put in the top.
Okay. Well, you know, there was a few versions of Atari. I don't remember that one properly and all that. Is that the one that had the arcade stick on it already, or?
Yeah, it had the was it the stick with the one button? Was it?
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
So like that was my very first was it games console? Like, I'm not sure that was the first Atari console. Like, you know what I mean?
No, there was a few.
Then was it the second one I had was the smaller one, which was flat and had the silver metal thing, was it bar that went across it and had Atari on it. And obviously it's just the same thing, but I think they like managed to just put it into a smaller box and stuff, innit? Technology moves on and stuff. But that was my first ever gaming experience. Then obviously, like was it like yourself, like the Nintendo, was Sega Mega Drive and so forth and so on, man. Yeah.
Now we're back in 2001 with Xbox and PlayStation that nobody can get in UK. Well,
I don't. What was it? It's crazy because was it Raymond called me today and he said he managed to get himself an Xbox, isn't it?
Yeah, he did call me. He told me as well. They tried to go to the place, couldn't get the PlayStation, so got the Xbox. Lucky him though.
So he's, you know what I mean. So he got the Xbox, but I did say to him, I was like, "What's the point of buying it when you got the mad PCs already?" You know what I'm saying? He's got the PC. He's got the was it the gaming laptop as well? Plays, you know what I mean? That plays all these Xbox games on it. So I said to him, like what? What's the point of buying it? But he was like, "Oh, you know, just have it in it." So I was like, "All right, cool."
Well, you know, I got my PC mainly for work, so that's why I'm just rather have my game there. I don't want to put too much like stuff on my hard drive. Just basically like, you know, Photoshops and all those kind of things. You know, editing program.
Yeah, man. We can. I mean, we can all see the monster behind you, innit?
Oh yeah, oh, he's on the screen. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, not too much of a monster anymore, though. A few years old now, but he does his job. Can't complain.
I
Yeah.
hear that. Yeah, I hear that, man. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Yeah, man. So like, you know what I mean? So obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like you picked up the was it the Xbox on Monday, innit? So
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And like was it I came around
Finally got one.
yeah, finally got one, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
came around the was it in the evening and stuff. And like when I was in CX today and stuff, I was talking to them mans and stuff, innit? And I must have mentioned that how you got the Xbox and stuff. And like we're just talking about how I mean, the fact that like it's hardly no loading time, how you can play a game, basically have it on pause, like play another game, go do something else, and it's just right there and stuff. Just how quick and how efficient the machine is and stuff, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah,
You know
yeah. I got surprised because I told you I was playing Outrun a bit yesterday,
yeah,
and basically forgot to switch off the console and went down to the stores and all that. And it was off basically. Switch it on straight down. I was in the game where I was.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like,
Yeah.
like I'm yet to experience that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like waiting for the PS5, but obviously probably gonna wait until the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but just when I came round and I saw it, and like I saw how like quick it was, and just like the games as well, like like the 60 frames per second, the Xbox Game Pass as well. Was it cold? It's too
Yeah.
sick.
It's like, that was one of the main point that made me just actually go for the Xbox before the PlayStation. Because, well, tell you the truth, okay, PlayStation got, come up with some new games and all that, like Spider-Man and the Dark Souls remake. I forgot the name of that game again. But really, they were just remake. There's not something new that actually used the standard of the console. So really, you ain't got nothing really to play that's new on the PlayStation. And so most of the IP you're gonna get is already on the PS5, while the Xbox got a lot of stuff for basically and is great value for money basically. For like there's almost 600 games that you can access through the Game Pass. And as you heard, on the news recently, there's quite a lot more stuff coming their way, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, obviously, when I was around, I mean, it kind of touched on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, there's rumors about was it Microsoft acquiring or something, maybe Konami, and with Hideo Kojima maybe going over there as well. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like if that happens, fuck, because like that's just next level. Because obviously Microsoft acquired was it Bethesda and all them studios. Was it? I think is it Cinemax, which is under. I mean, was it like the umbrella that's where Bethesda's underneath and all them companies?
Not too sure though. Not too sure.
I can't remember, but yeah, but basically you got all the Bethesda games. Was it like I saw a news report probably a few weeks ago about how they were trying to acquire was it Discord?
Yeah. Actually, that's happening as well. And don't forget, like EA as well got all them games on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you got all the stuff on EA on Game Pass as well. Also, you got the the potential of Konami. And the potential of maybe Hideo Kojima. Obviously, it's rumors right now, but if that happens, fucking hell, man.
Well, I wouldn't say that is only a rumor because they went to Japan. Basically, Microsoft went down there and talked to them guys. Basically, so there is a deal in there. We don't know what the deal is, but it's even more than a rumor because people know that basically they're talking. So there is a possibility of something happening. So PlayStation's gonna be sweating basically.
Well. This is the thing. I thought that the deal that he had with PlayStation was like that he was only going to make games for them, or maybe like timed exclusives with them. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's sort of thing where he's just contracted to just make like per game. And so obviously he has his studio, and he probably said to them, look, if you want to make a game for you, exclusive game or time exclusive, then obviously we can sort out the contract. But this is what it's going to be. Then after the game's done, he probably. The boss is basically like a freelancer. He can basically work for who he wants to and make games for who he wants to.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know what's gonna happen because there is another aspect of the story that people don't seem to talk about. They're relating a bit of like Kojima and Konami's old kind of a situation with Microsoft. Yeah, but don't forget that they're not the best friends in it.
Yeah, they're not. What? So what? So it's the rumors that they're planning to buy Konami. Or is it that they're trying to just acquire like the games and stuff, like the IPs?
Well, I think that not the games, mostly like the the skills and basically the Japanese basically developer. Basically, that's what they're trying to get. You know, because I'm not too sure if it's Konami or anyway or Sony, but I think like one of the main studio down there has been closed up. So basically, there is a lot of people, you know, like potential to get some new, some old blood, basically, but with great skills in the game on their side, basically.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Because 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 there was an article that came out last week and stuff, and actually did a video. No, actually, tell I didn't do a video in. Yeah, actually, I did a video for it, and it's basically that Ben Studios, the company that made Days Gone, they wanted to do part 2, innit? And basically Sony told them, and Sony basically told them no. So what ended up happening is that I think some of the figureheads in Ben's studio, they actually left because they wanted to just do their own thing and stuff, but Sony's not allowing them. And the rest of the people at Ben's studio, they're trying to be, they're trying to make like a new IP in it. But what they really want to do is obviously do Days Gone 2. You know what I'm saying? And there's been talks about Ben's studio being taken over or like integrated with with Naughty Dog, because they got because they got like a little history. Whereas in Golden Abyss, like Uncharted Golden Abyss. On the Vita. Well, Ben's studio made that, innit?
Okay.
So it actually wasn't Naughty Dog. I think Sony or Naughty Dog, they contracted out that game, and Ben's studio made that, innit? So it kind of makes sense because obviously they've got some sort of relationship. But I say that to say that like we could, we could get another situation like with Capcom where like a lot of the developers and like creators want to make new games, but obviously Capcom just want them to make certain types of games because in their head it's guaranteed money, and they might split it up and make a different studio like Platinum Games and shit. So we might get a situation like that, or a similar situation like Ninja Theory, where they basically left Sony and went to Microsoft. So
yeah. You know, but bloody time that they pull out another Ninja Scroll, innit? Oh, sorry, Ninja Gaiden. I'm saying Ninja Scroll.
Yeah. Well, trust me, like there's so many IPs, you know what I'm saying, that's just been like dust, you know what I'm saying? Just like no one was touching them, no one was doing anything. I mean, what was it like we spoke about before? Like if we think about like all the titles, the IPs that were on like the PS2 that just like dead, but they were really good, like on the mission, obviously, and stuff like that. Like there's loads of things, like
some of them get remastered and all that to a certain extent, but there is no basically. It's like, you know, a lot of people don't realize that the gaming kind of like I don't know, the type of gaming that actually is more favorable for the producer and basically is not the same type of game that we used to play before. They're not like single player IP anymore. They want to be online, want to have access to as much people as possible, so they're multiplayer based and all that. So the drive is only now that actually there's a lot of like single player kind of like games popping up, like, you know, the new God of War, and few other interesting game like what's the name of the one with the
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Exactly, yeah, that one and all that. Basically, they're quite very good, like properly made and all that, but they focus only on one player experience. So the game is changing step by step. So depending on basically what's, you know, and there's a lot of company that's not ready to take no chance on new IP. They just rather basically do another Street Fighter again instead of basically doing a new fighting game that's basically gonna, you know.
Well, this is the thing as well, because like I mentioned before with the Ben Studio situation, Sony and Ben Studio situation, like to me, it doesn't make sense because like their argument is that was it because basically the game took longer to make, which obviously cost them a bit more money, and when the game came out, it came out to quite positive reviews. Even though the game had quite a few bugs and glitches, but it wasn't game breaking like Cyberpunk and stuff like that. But they will create the argument, like that'd be the argument. But the same thing happened. Well, the similar thing happened with like Naughty Dog and Last of Us Part 2. Like that game was in mad development for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Then after when it came out and stuff, there was like minor issues, but you know what I'm saying. But the fact is that the argument that they're making for the reason why they don't want to make a Part 2 doesn't make any sense, because that studio's now got the experience. They got the know-how of how to manage the studio, manage their the part 2 or the next IP properly and the finance and stuff like that. So why wouldn't you just let them do it? And it's a new single player exclusive IP to Sony.
Yeah.
But it's like they're just not interested in it. Like I would have thought you'd want like more IPs to be on. I mean, to put out on PlayStation 5. But it's almost like to say that like they've been like Sony's been closing a lot of their studios down. They've been trying to merge a lot of studios and stuff like that. And to me, it seems like they're just trying to like cut corners or save money at the same time. But it kind of goes against. I mean, like what they said they wanted to do in terms of gaming, like innovation.
Yeah, but you know, Sony is a bit of kind of different to a certain extent because you know they're not only doing video games only. They got a lot of other stuff that basically from the TVs to the sound systems and all those kind of things. So that, you know, the headphones and all that. Some IP are great, so they don't mind sometimes if they're not they wouldn't put all their money and their their strengths into the game aspect of it, and that's why you see more and more basically. Like for instance, like Nintendo only do games. So they got a lot of like, IP on their own that they're developing and they keep on building and all that are still there. Sony doesn't really care to the same extent, I think, basically. They're trying to keep the competition going because to tell you the truth and all that, they took Xbox did the first Xbox 360 did better than the PlayStation at the time. Then the PlayStation 4 came down and did better than the Xbox. And now it seems to be turning around again, where Xbox is trying to appropriate itself a lot of IP ahead of basically developers being able to understand the new console properly so that they got a lot of things that they can pull out. But Sony seems to be only holding on to the same thing that they got. Oh, we're doing a new one of this with a new next gen, but there is no much kind of like drive about getting stuff for the players compared to what Microsoft is trying to show at the moment. It's like I always told you that I've been interested in getting that game Outrider, but basically, okay, I got the Game Pass, but I played for free to a certain extent. So the cost of my Game Pass is already paid back through basically the game to a certain extent, because if I bought it on PlayStation, it would have cost me almost 60 quid. You know what I mean? So
Game Pass is, you know what I mean, is you know what I mean? Obviously, I came around, didn't it? And like when I saw it, you saw me. I was glitching like the games, and like especially with all the Bethesda games as well. I was glitching like mad AAA titles. You know what I mean? The fact that like Xbox are like really to me? It seems like Xbox are more like gamer friendly these days, where like you know what I mean, where like they're focusing on their legacy as well, which is something that Sony obviously isn't doing these days. They're kind of fucking up and so forth and so on. But you kind of know what I mean. But you kind of touched on it already. That like. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna say that like almost feels like obviously from the PS3 days, Sony, you know what I mean, fucked up with the arrogance and shit, so forth and so on. The PS4, it was the you know what I mean, like it was Xbox's time to fuck up, like they were fucking up and stuff like that. And and now like I'm starting to get a sense of maybe Sony is like starting to do the same thing again, which is like the most dumb and retarded thing you could ever do. Because if you ain't, I mean, if you're not going to learn from your own, I mean, from your mistakes, then at least learn from other people's mistakes. And now they've had two situations, and it feels like they're starting to go back down that. Was it go back down that arrogance kind of mentality? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you got to look at it like that way, basically. Like, you got 2 new consoles that arrive. Both of them got. I won't consider like Cyberpunk part of the crew because it's like still like a failed experiment. You haven't been sorted yet. I think there's a new update that arrived at the moment, so none of them got new games. They only got some few remaster stuff and all that. So really, if you're buying them new console, you're gonna think about, okay, if I buy it now as an investment, what am I gonna get out of it?
Yeah, exactly.
I get the PlayStation and all that. Okay, I'm gonna play Miles Morales. That's gonna cost me 70 quid. And I don't consider it a game. It's just like more like a size of an extension. I don't know if the story is a quarter of the one of the original Spider-Man, like in terms of gameplay. So paying that amount of that just to do that, now I'm sorry to say I'm not gonna have it. The Dark Souls that they had, the
Demon Souls.
That kind of fighting game like that they had basically with only melee.
What? Oh, what? Godfall.
Godfall is totally rubbish. No, seriously, it just got basically like some kind of very saturated, glossy kind of texture on it, but the gameplay is basically rubbish. is like when you're saying that you're gonna make a melee only game, there is so much kind of IP already that can show you the way you gotta go toward to make it more interesting. But I didn't take attention on none of that. It's so basic and not really well calibrated. I haven't played the game myself and all that, but I've seen gameplay of it and I've seen people, I've talked to people that played it already. So no, not worth it at all. So really, what else do you have? Xbox, you can get the Game Pass of Xbox and play all the old school games that you had since the 360, which PlayStation doesn't do.
No,
so
like that. Was it? Can you play Xbox One game? Sorry, the original Xbox games on there as well, though.
Xbox 360 games.
No. The original Xbox games, like in terms of backwards compatible. I mean,
like
backwards compatibility. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like the fact that like you've got a new console, and Xbox allows you to play all of the games from the original Xbox, and the Game Pass as well. And and we saw it as well when what game was it? And we were checking to see if the deal. Oh, actually, it was Soul Calibur. Was it? And all the DLC season pass was for free. Was it with the like?
No, it was Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct.
No, it wasn't. No, yeah. It was Killer Instinct, but but we were looking at Soul Calibur, innit? And we saw
as well. You're getting all of the stuff. Yeah,
and all of it was for free with the Game Pass. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, this is like really really value for money, because the Soul Calibur 2 season pass, if I'm not mistaken, but on the PSN store, I swear it's like £25-30, which is like crazy.
It'll be crazy to buy all that. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Is value for money. Like if you're counting the cost of basically like the monthly installment to be able to get the Game Pass, and basically you buy 2 PlayStation games, that's your year plus extra. You know what I mean? So if you got 600 games, even at the moment, I just got the new Xbox because I didn't even have the Xbox One. I didn't even have the Xbox X. What's the name of the Pro? Basically, the old version. So it was already kind of overrating all the time. So for me, it was a good thing, and there's plenty of stuff that I haven't played. Basically, that's on that Game Pass. So I got a lot of things to mock about for the year. You know?
Definitely, man, definitely. All I know, Xbox Game Pass. It's just everything, isn't it? It's just, it's just them, like, was it like trying to get Discord, was it them buying Bethesda, them in talks with Konami and all that, and the Game Pass and the backwards, like, it's just like the content, innit? It's just the content, like was it like what you said, you could buy that console and not actually buy a game. You could just pay for season, for Game Pass, and you'd be more than satisfied. And if you're already... Yeah, exactly. And if you're already
I'm playing Outrider that just came out 2 weeks ago, cost 60 quid. I'm on it.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And if you're already like in the Xbox ecosystem, obviously you've got 360 games as well, or Xbox One games, and you can still play them. Remember, we were talking about was it like Metal Gear Rising?
Yeah.
If you want to get and play it, you can just go CX here. They got it in there for like £2.
Yeah, and just get there and play. And the thing is, like, basically, I got an account since basically the time of the 360. All the games that I bought online on the 360 are still on my account today. I just got to download them,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And you got to remember, like, there's graphics enhancement, and like some of them games have been booted to 60 frames per second as well. That's what I'm saying, like, and they're literally giving that to you free, like, oh, okay, well, like, we ain't gonna devalue or make you feel like shit for, like, buying all them games and spending your hard-earned money. You can still play them games on the new console, PlayStation, on something else. That's the reason why, I said that I feel like the arrogance is starting to kick back in. Yeah, they got certain things where they were giving away free games because obviously the pandemic and the situation and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they've got this mad version of Game Pass that they're trying to like start off here, but in terms of like their PlayStation Plus subscription and the free games that they give you, and the fact that you have to have a subscription, or if you're offline you can't play the games, that's bullshit within itself. And the fact they've got I'm
gonna tell you the truth as well, Jay. It's like I'm sorry to say, but okay, you get with PlayStation Plus, you get a couple of games like almost every month.
Yeah,
but through the year, how many really great IP did you used to have? Almost nothing. there was basically a lot of indies going through that nobody most of the time be excited about, and now and then a nice game that most of the time, because his game that has been out for 2 or 3 years, you already played.
Yeah,
So basically, you didn't get nothing. I rather basically you give me, like, when I go to the Game Pass, you got a list of fighting, adventure, RPG, and all that. So you can actually make a selection of something that you want to play, like, a certain genre of game and all that. And then after that, basically, just select one, maybe something that you never touched before and all that, and then basically discover something. But now basically they impose you whatever they want.
Yeah.
I don't think that really is like, okay, if you really want to go that way, just basically allow me to choose basically a game out of a list of games every month.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I can choose what I want to play and all that. Like, make it a bit more kind of like, okay, you get the choice. It's like you're not paying and I decide what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And I'm just putting some rubbish, but I did put something. So whatever, if you don't want to play, fuck you.
Well, this is the
my
thing, though,
French, but yeah,
because
that's what it is.
But this is the thing, because even with the PlayStation Plus, I remember there was a time when, like, you might remember, but you used to get like PS4 games, you would get PS3 games, and you get Vita games. You would get like 4, maybe sometimes 5 games with PlayStation Plus. You know what I'm saying? And like with Xbox here, like when I had 360 and stuff, because that was the last Xbox console I had, yeah, was that like, you know what I mean, like when they gave you games, they gave you like a mixture, and you got some real good games with it as well. And what I really liked about it is that like you know what I mean, like you had a feeling of like they were literally giving you the game, because if I stopped paying for was it gold membership, I would still have access to them games because they're on my hard drive. I can still play them. PlayStation don't do that, so it's almost like this thing of like they're not really giving you a free game, because like the moment you can't afford for the subscription, they lock it off and you can't play them games anymore. I've got a whole heap of PlayStation Plus games here that I downloaded when I had it. I can't touch it right now because I don't have PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, but that's the problem of it, and the fact that when I understand, like, for instance, if you're doing a multiplayer game that is online that you played, but if it's a first-person shooter on your own, a single-player game, what's the point?
Yeah,
you should be able to get that game. It's on your console. You don't have to be connected to internet, and you should be able to play it on your own whenever you want to, because ultimately you don't need nobody to play with. So why is it that you need to be online?
It's a kind of like force you or entice you to, like, to get a like 6 months or yearly subscription, or to go back and buy it again just to play them games. It's just it's a manipulation, isn't it? That's what it is. Where Xbox are like, no, look, like, like you can get it if you want to, but we will give you these games, and even when you don't have it, you can still play these games. But that kind of mentality will make me want to like get like gold membership again, or go back on it, because the attitude that they have, you know what I'm saying? Whereas in like, yeah, we're giving you these games do belong to you, you know what I'm saying? And and that's another argument that I tend to have with like myself and some of people when I talk about like ownership of digital content as well. You know what I mean? So it makes you feel like that, like they actually are giving it to you, and it's yours, isn't it? Where with PlayStation, it's more like a rental thing, you know what I'm saying? But like as times have gone, like I said before, they've decreased. Like when they stopped giving the PlayStation Vita games and the PS3 games, they just reduced it to now you probably get 3 games if you're lucky. And like you said before, most of the games are not particularly great. And if you do get a AAA game, it's an old ass game that came out like over a year ago or a couple of years ago or something, you know. So I don't know, man.
It's entrapment. They're trying to keep themselves alive. That's all. Because you remember a few years ago, before the PlayStation, Sony had a lot of problems. They could have gone bankrupt, basically.
Yeah.
And like, imagine Sony disappear today.
Well, this is the thing, though. You know what I mean? Like it isn't. Like new information, but like we all know that Microsoft will clearly
like, touch wood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we clearly know that Microsoft has got way more money, infinitely more money than Sony, like as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So so I sometimes feel like, because even with the Game Pass, I remember when it first came out, I was thinking to myself, they must be taking a hit. You know what I'm saying? They must be taking a hit, but they can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like as
they say, they are not only doing games though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, they're making a lot more business, and like they got different kind of like manufacturing, like from a TV to headphones and those kind of things, where they're making a lot of millions or billions, I should say. But so yeah,
Yeah, was it? I was going to ask, like, do you think that, like, okay, like with Xbox, for example, we started to see, like, I think Game Pass came out on the Xbox. Was it the Xbox S? When the Xbox S came out, I think that's when they brought Game Pass out or something. But do you reckon that, like with a lot of the moves that Microsoft and Sony are doing right now, do you think it's because of the pandemic? Like, I mean, like, do you think if the pandemic wasn't like happening, do you reckon that, like, was it like, for example, maybe Sony wouldn't be trying to close down, like, I mean, like, loads of their studios and stuff, and making certain moves?
Oh yeah. There's some aspect of it where you gotta just try to catch up with your loss by trying to just like if there's a area that you gotta spend on, basically like the PSP situation, for instance, where really you're not making so much money out of it, then might as well close it down, basically, because especially after all the fights that they had with people just kind of basically hacking the PSP and all that. They tried to fight against it for a long time, and now basically they're not gaining nothing out of it, because people tend to forget and all that. Ultimately, it's a business. If I'm not making money, no matter how much you like it, how much you're enjoying it, if the person that's basically trying to make this business don't make any money out of it, they're gonna have to close it.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. Fair enough.
Was it? No, I mean, but like, that's one of the issues. I mean, like, that leads me to one of the issues that I have in regards to like digital content and ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're planning to shut down the stores and stuff like that, and they're basically telling everybody, if you bought any games, like, I mean, you best download them onto your system, or if you want to buy any new games, you best download it. I mean, before this date, because come this date, you're not gonna be able to like go into the store and like get the games that you actually own and stuff. And like we know, because the thing that annoys me, for example, like with these new consoles, like the Xbox has got like a terabyte, the PS5 has got, I can't remember if it's 800 or something, or gigs or whatever it is, but it's almost like, and like both like both of these new consoles, they've got a diskless version as well, which is trying to encourage people, to buy games digitally and stuff like that. So, I mean, so for example, like a lot of people, I mean, they buy digital games because conveniently they can buy it, download it, bam, straight onto the system, depending on how good their connection is, and stuff like that. And regardless of the space they've got, they know that they can delete it and download another game and play another game. But like, I mean, so what ends up happening is that, say you got like a terabyte hard drive, but like, but that's happening. But like, because you're buying digital games, deleting them, whatever, because you've only got a certain amount of space. What happens, like what's happening now down the line, when they turn around and say, "Oh yeah, we're closing down the store," and and like whatever games that you that you bought and owned, if you don't download them by a certain day and put them on your system, then they're just forever gone. Not everyone's going to be able to afford like a mad hard drive to put them on. Not everyone's going to have the space to put the games onto their system. Well, everything that you bought and paid for, it's just going to be like, the majority of it's going to be lost into like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it will depend on the circumstances. Like, the fact of the PSP and all that is just because they haven't done nothing for it for many years right now, to tell you the truth. There's some few IP down there that just basically getting done, but they're just basically cross-platform. There's nothing that's been done specially for the PSP on its own. Like, there's some games that you see on PC, you'll find out down there they've been putting on the PSP on the marketplace, but basically, you haven't been followed for many years down there. So they even left that stuff open for many years.
So what about the PS3 then?
The PS3 things and all that, like for instance, are they're closing the PS3 stuff as well? But so basically, I don't know.
Yeah, it's PSP.
Microsoft kind of like saved that by making like everything backward compatible.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what
PlayStation should do the same thing, basically, to a certain extent.
Yeah, but
if they don't decide to do so, even if they close the support for it, they should basically allow people to have access to I don't know, a link where they could download their game. If basically they bought it down there, like there's a system that you can find out from the account. And signing with your account and all that will have the list of all your games. And if it's on the list of all your games, just be able to download them. even if there's no follow-up to basically like sort out, I don't know, software issue, if there's a bug with a game or whatever, you still be able to access them games, basically. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Like, was it like
I don't know.
I suggested that they should have did something like that, but like maybe do it through PlayStation Plus, or better yet, maybe do it through PlayStation Now, because I know that PlayStation Now is because I know that
because
PlayStation
the same
Now.
way you can use your PSP to play on your PlayStation and all that, so there is a link between them, so they could just basically bounce it down there and all that. So people that got the PSP can still go to PlayStation, connect the PSP to the PlayStation, and download some of the game through that, like in some kind of archive or whatever.
Yeah, well. This is the thing, because PlayStation Now is only backwards compatible with now PS4 and and quite a few PS3 games. Beyond that, it's not. But with PlayStation 3 and the PS Vita, they're backwards compatible to like the PSP, like and PS2 and PS1 games as well. That's why like a lot of people are quite pissed about it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if they incorporated that into the PlayStation Now. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that with PlayStation Now, it's just not solely a cloud streaming service. Like I know you can actually download some of the games. So it might be a good idea if they try to like offset that by incorporating that into PlayStation Now. You know what I'm saying? And just like what you said, if you bought it and you own it, because obviously your account is your account. You know what I'm saying? So like obviously you can see the games you purchased. You should be able to just download them. Was it for free because you own them? But they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I was saying about Xbox, where their whole customer service is so like gamer friendly, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like where like it even like appears like they actually care about their history, you know what I'm saying?
No, they're very good though. You know, it's like the madness that happened to me like I don't know, last year or something like that. I was basically setting up a different Microsoft account for my PC so that I don't mix up the two of them, like the console one and all that. And basically, I erased the PS4, the Xbox One by mistake.
Oh shit!
That were all my game and all that since Xbox 360, and they
For
sent
real?
me a text. Yeah.
Shit.
Actually deleted it, and they sent me a text warning me that basically I'm going to lose, but I can recover it if I do it in like basically at 21 days or something like that. So I realized that because they basically sent me an email, and I just basically reactivated. You know, just by mistake, I just pressed the wrong button. In the
shit, man, you're lucky, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even that option, though, you know what I'm saying? Even that option, like, it's just, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like, since, like, was it after the PS3 and 360 days, I just, just decided just to get, like, one console because it started getting a bit expensive, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? And because I was playing PlayStation before, I was playing Xbox, I just decided to just stay with the PlayStation ecosystem, you know what I mean? But stuff like this, like when you comparisons, that was like, I'm getting a lot of vibes and feelings from the PS3 and the 360 days, where like even though the PS3 hardware was actually like a better machine and it was meant to be more powerful, the game seemed to perform better on the 360, and their customer service was just way better. Yeah, and their online service as well was just way better on the 360. And like I'm starting to get the same kind of energy now, you know what I'm saying? Where like, I sometimes think to myself, is it because of the pandemic or like is it just them just like going back into their old like their old like their old ways of just arrogance and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, I don't know though. Anyway, just wait until the Chinese pull out their own console.
Oh shit!
Then shit's gonna hit the fan, because they're gonna come out with something half the price that's twice as much as powerful, and just start messing up with everybody's mind. It's like, yeah, you can play Xbox, anything on it. You can play PlayStation. Just buy a console, you play everything.
Well, we all know they got the technology and the resources and the know-how to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know.
Was it like, I was gonna ask you, did you end up watching I can't remember if I was it spoke to you before back, but did you ever watch the Resident Evil showcase in January?
Nah.
No?
The showcase of Resident Evil.
Yeah, like when they showed like the new trailer for Resident Evil 8 and stuff.
No, you know, I've never been a great fan of it. I know you're hyped for the franchise, but I've never been a great fan of it. So no, maybe I just saw it quickly, but don't remember it. You know, I think I played only one Resident Evil game.
Really?
In all the franchise years ago, yeah.
Okay, what one was that?
forgot the name of it. That was so long ago.
Is it, when did you play it? Was it what? Like,
I think it was around the time of the PS to PS3 or something like that.
Okay. Maybe it might have been Resident Evil 4 or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know 4, 5, and 6 all came out on the PS3.
Yeah, so
wait, did it come
something like that. But basically, I never been like too much of like the zombie shooter kind of things. No, never been my cup of tea.
Okay. What? So like, didn't you? Yeah, but hold on a second. But didn't you try the Resident Evil 7 demo, the beginning hour? Was it in VR?
In VR, yeah, I did try that. Yeah, I did try that just to see, because the visuals of it were quite interesting and all that. But I just muck about with it for like 5, 10 minutes and all that. Didn't do nothing. It was just actually, it was just a visual, innit? It wasn't a game really.
No, it's a demo. It's a game you can play. Oh, no. Actually, you're talking about like the one where you're tied down in the chair.
No, I'm not talking about kitchen. I'm not talking about kitchen. But I think the other one you're talking about, you could just move about in some kind of like a sewer kind of thing, isn't it?
No. That's beginning hour. That's when you're in the house, isn't it?
Okay, could be. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, I only asked that to like just to see if it made you like feel like you wanted to try the actual game or play it in VR at least or something.
No, well, never been really my kind of things, really. All the zombie games, I just watched the movies when they popped out and all that back in the days. Then it became a bit boring, too much of a kind of like franchise things that became boring.
Yeah.
And then basically not really. No, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea.
Is it? So like, have you seen any trailers for Resident Evil 8, like Village?
No, dude.
Yeah, you seen anything?
I'm not seen it, but I don't remember it. Like, basically, wouldn't be able to comment on it because I don't remember any kind of like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, well, like, was it? They got a showcase coming out tomorrow. At,
okay.
Yeah, like 11 p.m. So, and I think that's when they're gonna like drop a playable demo on the PS4 as well, because on the last showcase they dropped a demo, but it was only for the PS5. Was it like exclusive for the PS5 demo, isn't it?
Okay.
So, but I think they're going to release a PS4 one, because they mentioned it before. It's like later on we drop a PS4 demo and stuff. So I'm hyped about that, innit? You know what I'm saying? And obviously there's like a new Resident Evil CG movie called what's it called? I can't remember, but there's actually a new movie or like a series or something that's coming out, which is like so I'm kind of hyped about that. But I don't know, man. I'm saying, obviously, like, I like Resident Evil. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really. I mean,
I like the first movie and all that, the original one. Basically, that's what kind of interested me in the franchise. And after that, really, the only time where I enjoy like Resident Evil is when I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom.
Wait. So you never played the remake, like 2 or 3?
No.
Why don't think you played it?
No, never really been my cup of tea, really, this kind of game. So, the only type of like kind of horror stuff that I play was like Fear and Silent Hill, those type of things.
Yeah.
But I never got into the Resident Evil, and there was so much basically version and game and all that. I didn't want to get through all the story and all that. I couldn't be bothered, basically.
Yeah. No, I hear that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I mean, showcases. Was it tomorrow at 11 p.m? So I'll check that out still. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I'll try it at that time, but yeah, I will check it out if I remember.
yeah. Was it like, to be honest with you? Yeah, like when they turned 7 into a first-person game? Yeah, I wasn't feeling it, because obviously I don't really like first-person games unless they're first-person shooters, isn't it? So, and I remember because I've had this conversation with Jonathan a few times where I've said to him, I was like, there'd be mad times I try to play that game and I could never get into it, like playing it normally. But when I got the VR and I played it in VR, it's like a totally different experience. It's so good. That's why, that I asked you, like, did it make you feel like you wanted to like play the whole game in VR? Because you can play the whole game beginning to end in VR, and it is a different experience.
I did download the game actually, but I just spoke about with the VR version a little bit, but I never really finished it though. Like there was, I think, at that time there was so much that I was playing Final Fantasy 15, I think, or something like that. So I got caught up in that. I couldn't be asked to just smoke about with the, the VR.
Yeah, it's so, well, it's just like, trust me, like, it's so good, isn't it? Because after playing it in VR, yeah, like, I actually went back and played the game normally, and I was actually okay with it. Like, it didn't bother me. Where before I couldn't play it. I tried to play it like 3-4 times and I just couldn't. But after I played it in VR, I could play it normally and I was okay. And that's the only reason why that I'm hyped for Resident Evil 8, because obviously the game's still in first person. So in a way, that VR's kind of like helped me to like you know, get over it. And
yeah, fair enough. And in first person, you know, I don't know. You got Doom already, so I'm good with first person shooter.
Yeah,
and
you know, it's a shooter, isn't it? It's different. It's different. It's different. I mean, and plus, and plus, we got the VR gun, so it's different, isn't it? It's a different thing.
Yeah. True that.
You know what I mean? Like when you're running around in some madhouse, like, and trust me, did you ever play Evil Within?
Yeah.
Oh, so you played that then?
Yeah, I think I played the Evil Within. Yeah, back in the days. Yeah,
it's like Resident Evil, but it's just more. It's more survival horror and more
kind of thing. Yeah. Because you know there was so much hype about the fear of it that I just played it and all that. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
You know, but wasn't still a bit it's like I would have rather it was something as a kind of like intensive and all that as Dead Space.
Yeah.
That's a nice, basically horror, stressful stuff, basically where you know
more
the monsters coming at you.
Yeah, it's more psychological, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, they should definitely redo a new one of that on the IP though. You know.
Yeah, man. What's it like? This is what I'm saying. Like, there's so many games, so many IPs that they could retouch. And I'm not even talking about, like, you know, games that came out on the PS4 or Xbox One or even PS3 and 360. There's older IPs that were really good, but for some reason the studio just went under or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many IPs that, you know what I mean? I remember certain fighting games like was it Battle to Shinden and I saw an article somewhere where I can't remember who it was, but I think it might be PlayStation, where they're looking to bring back Virtua Fighter again.
Virtua Fighter.
Yeah. I mean, like,
no, but I think there was a trailer of it. I don't know, E3 or I don't know what. Sorry.
What? So are they looking to make a new one, or is it a remake?
Yeah. There's a new one in the work actually. They just saw the name of it and all that basically, but basically nobody knows what it's gonna look like yet. Basically, but they're doing a new Virtua Fighter. Have you seen even like when I was playing Yakuza Like a Dragon? Like they even advertising like the old arcade and you can play the old school Virtua Fighter.
Yeah. Actually, there's like what games like that? I swear there's a. Yeah, Streets of Rage is like that as well. Like, was it? I don't know if you've like seen it, but there's bits in the game where like you actually go to like arcade, and I mean like arcade units, and if you and if you stun it, it takes you back into the retro like Streets of Rage 1 and 2 where you can actually play it.
I've seen that. Yeah, it changed it to the version and all that for a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's quite cool. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I mean? Or like, I remember it might be the first time I saw something like that was in Uncharted 4. Like, I don't know if you played it, but there's a bit at the beginning, where Nathan's with I'm gonna cuss for forgetting her name, but his wife's name or whatever, and they're playing Crash Bandicoot on the original PlayStation, but you know what I mean, but you can actually play it, and they're doing it to actually decide about who's going to do the dishes. So if you get a higher, so she plays first, I think, I can't remember, but if you get a higher score than her, then she does the dishes, isn't it? And if you get lower score, then you do it, but you actually play it. And I think that's the first time where I played the game in a game like that, isn't it? It was quite cool, man. It was definitely quite cool.
But it was fun. It's fun when they do this kind of things. Like, you know, I was quite surprised in Yakuza to see all those kind of games that you could play from, you know, classic Japanese stuff to, you know, some few racing and fighting game like Ridge Racer is there as well. Old school stuff.
See what I'm saying? I remember Ridge Racer, fucking Double Dragon. Like there are so many games. Actually, like you got the was it like the Switch as well recently as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. The new Switch.
Man. So tell us about the Switch, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean, like.
It's new. Hold on. Let me check it. It's a nice little. I like the new design on it though. Basically, like the in the
Yeah,
decal at the back, like it's the Monster Hunter version, basically.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a
Yeah,
nice
man.
little device though. I'm not gonna deny it. Basically, I never touched the old Wii and all that, but the Switch
Mm.
is cool. It's cool. It's cool, and there's quite a lot of interesting game on it, basically.
Yeah, man. How you getting on with it?
Well, I'm starting. I got with Monster Hunter Rise. So I'm just like mucking about with that for a little bit. Nice game. Well, a bit different than Monster Hunter World. It's
Yeah,
more like similar to the old school game, basically that was on a basically like portable console before.
yeah,
But really a change of pace, which is quite fun, basically.
yeah. Like graphically, the
Mm.
game looks good, isn't it? And they're using the RE
Yeah,
engine as well. So like,
yeah.
that's yeah.
Definitely look good though. I'm not having no problem with it. There's only games like Mortal Kombat, for instance, don't look as good as if you're playing on PlayStation or base. But some other games like Dragon Ball Z and all that,
Yeah.
just plain. And I'm enjoying what's it, Hades at the moment.
Yeah. Was it Hades looks good? You know what I mean? Like I've been
Yeah.
trying to.
Good game.
Was it? I've been trying to look to download it and stuff in it, and I think was it like was it? You can play on PC and the Mac, but you've
Yeah.
got to go to their store and buy it in it. So you can't do it through the App Store. I don't think you can do it through Microsoft. I think you need to go to their store and buy it. Then you can
Mhm.
play it and stuff. But that game just looked good. You know what I mean?
It's
And
good
like
fun though.
Mario Kart in it, and like Mario Kart is sick in it because I was around playing it the other day at yours. Sick game in it, sick
That game
game.
is fun though. It's like basically
Yeah,
remember back in the days, basically when we used to just pass all day with family and cousins, just playing that game like four people on the what was the name of
yeah,
that
like
console game?
like was it like the four screens in it?
Yeah, the four screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
man.
is fun though.
The
But it's still
SNES,
fun
the
though. The game is
SNES.
still quite work a bit like back in the days, but better graphics, like some very interesting tracks and all that. You get a lot more fun basically.
Well, like, well, like that's the thing that I think Nintendo are really good at doing when it comes to like a lot of their games is where they're like they modernize it, but they somehow manage to keep that like essence or that feeling of like the very first Mario Kart to now somehow, even though it's a new modern was it like a new modern version with new features and stuff like that, but it somehow got that same feeling kind of thing from the
Yeah.
first time you touched it.
It's like deja vu. It's like they give you a pad. The only thing that I found weird about the Switch is the way they did the pads and the touch buttons and all that. I found it very weird sometimes for certain games and all that compared to, like I don't know why there's no cross here instead of having four buttons for the direction.
Yeah.
Like in some of them, I don't know, when you want to do like fighting games and all that, it can be very annoying to work with that. That's why, it's good thing that I got the, what do you call it, the Pro pad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Make your life a lot easier. And it's
Well
a
that
very, and still, that's looking good though.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of see-through as well, isn't it? Was it
Yeah,
kind of
it's
got
kind of see through and all that. Yeah. And basically, a lot easier to play with that on the screen than trying to just
use the
mock about.
Joy-Cons?
Yeah. The Joy-Con basically are quite fragile. Them one seems to be a bit more better. Like I got one like the old one. Sorry, a Switch for my niece. Like a couple of years
Yeah,
ago. And if you see the Joy-Con, they kind of like move a bit. But
yeah.
this one is a lot tighter, basically. So they must have worked a bit on the finishing of it. But I'm sure
Oh,
that
so
it's still very flimsy.
yeah,
So
definitely,
you don't want to
definitely.
just press too hard on them or just like whack them a bit too much, maybe just damage the stuff.
No, I mean, like, was it like the button scheme's nuts? Because now, was it now you got Nintendo, the Xbox,
Yeah, it's driving me
the
crazy though. It's like
PlayStation?
I'm selecting with A button, and after that I'm going back to the PlayStation. I'm trying to select something, but actually I'm just backing out of it. So sometimes I get confused. You get a bit silly now and then, but yeah, you gotta remember
Yeah,
all the time and readapt basically. But I'll get used to it.
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even talking about like PC gaming. If you're using the keyboard as well, that's crazy.
Now
No.
I got Bluetooth. I can put a Bluetooth and use my Xbox pad on it. I'm good.
I don't blame you.
I leave the pad for the pro PC gamers. I'm cool. You
Yeah, I
know.
don't blame you, because if that was me, I'd probably be doing the same shit as well. Because like I don't know, what's it like? I don't know how like you can just. It's nuts because they use directional with some of the buttons, and some of the other keys they use it for like shoot
Yeah, but
and move. It's nuts. Like I don't know how you do it.
no, but you know the thing is like for instance, there is advantage of players on PC for like a shooter, for instance. If you calibrate your mouse a certain way, there's not up and down, so you can calibrate it. That's why when people play Destiny on PC, they always get headshots.
Yeah, because
it's only go left and right. Is already at the angle where he's gonna shoot you in the head. So you just gotta basically try to just line up the person, and you're gonna get the headshot very easily. In console, is a lot different because you need to just like work with like the verticals and horizontal lines as well on top of it. So they do have an advantage in certain kind of standards for certain things, but apart from that, really, I can't be bothered. Though. If I can adapt the path to it, I'll do it. Anyway, I'm stopping playing a lot of games on the PC.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got a nice setup anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. You know what I'm saying? Was it that got me feeling like I need to upgrade a little bit?
Huh?
I said you got me feeling like I need to upgrade a little bit.
No, but step by step, though. It's like the new shit is the not only fitted, them things that I got recently.
Yeah. Cold. I mean, I love them, man. I love them.
Yeah, they're cool, though. They're cool.
Love them, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I would love to get something like that, but I literally got nowhere to put it. So it's like, what's the point?
Well, there's plenty of different models and all that. You got the shape ones and all that that look like more like hexagons and all this kind of things. So you can just set up your own stuff anyway. You know, it doesn't have to be like the same shape. You can make them linears and all this kind of stuff. So there's plenty of way to mock about with it. But I'm quite happy with it though. Like, you know, they're cool. They're cool.
No, like I love them, man. I mean, it's the way that they. That's what I'm saying. You do like it's kind of different from like the lights from the back of the TV, because you can you can have it like changing colors in different patterns and stuff as well. And it's sick, isn't it? It's sick. And I mean, like, you can have like 4 of them changing colors. You can just have like 3 just like
you can customize it quite nicely. And if you have the little sound stuff on it as well, so it's just sound activated. So you can put some music and just change even the layout of the colors, and you'll be reacting to the music or the sound.
Yeah, that is cold, man. That is probably cold. What was it actually? I wonder how that would work if you were playing the game and you could hear the sound from the game, like how how that would interpretate like the colors from the games, like the sound.
Well, it would just react basically. Even when I'm talking, if I put the sound stuff, I can just talk and it just like flash in and out and all that. But after that, you can always add a color scheme to it, and then you react in that color scheme, basically.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
And I still haven't just like look at all the like possibility of the apps and all that yet. So.
Yeah, man, it's definitely sick. I like it, man. I like it. I mean, plus it looks sick on the grey wall anyway. So, you know what I mean? Was it? I think it looks better on like a was it like a grey wall or like a wall that's like a feature wall or a color wall than just a white wall?
Yeah, it could be. It depends basically. Like you need, if you put it on the light bulb, you're gonna have to add a lot of basically. I don't know. How can I put it? Things around gonna have to match the fact that you got to color on white and all that. So you're gonna have to just work a lot harder than me to make it like kind of match your setting basically.
Yeah, man, it's sick. It's sick, and plus, obviously, even when it's like even if you draw your curtains a little bit or whatever, or it's daylight, because the wall, the back wall is like a darker color, you can still get that effect compared to if you had it like on a white wall, it'd be like, oh, well, it's not.
Oh yeah, it would basically like pop up as much as before. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's why. So that obviously, when it's nighttime or it's dark and you have it, it just looks so good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I may have to dim them down at night because it's gonna look like there's a nightclub going on in this place.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Was it? Did you see? Actually, what do you think of the Final Fantasy? Was it 7 DLC, the Yuffie DLC?
Oh, actually, I haven't watched a trailer yet. I heard about it and all that, but I haven't watched a trailer yet. And mind you, for me, I told you the first Final Fantasy that I played was 8. So I never play 07. So a lot of the characters, apart from the kind of like info that I got from watching Adventure Children, the animation, I didn't really know 7 until basically I played the game for the first time.
Okay.
So a lot of the character like Luffy, I don't even know who that is basically. So it was kind of a new experience for me. I know only the story based on Adventure Children basically.
I thought it wasn't, to be honest with you, I thought it was the same thing as me, because I thought you had like tried to play it or touched it and just couldn't get into it. But you know what I mean? But you just didn't finish it. Then 8 was the one that you played and finished.
Yeah. I think that it was the first one that had a bit of a kind of upscaling in terms of graphics and all that.
Yeah.
And basically, I think, if I remember properly, at 2 or 4 cities down that game on Final Fantasy VIII. It was that big compared to the other ones. And that's the first one basically that just got me into the franchise. And since then, I played most of them. After I just jumped, I think, 9 and 10 and then played the rest of them.
Yeah, pretty much same as me, innit? Because like I played 7, then but I never finished 7. I got into the 3rd disc, and for some reason I just never finished it. I don't know why. Then 8 was the first Final Fantasy game that actually started and finished, and I actually really liked it. And a lot of people might get pissed, but like I actually slightly prefer 8 for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the first Final Fantasy game I actually finished. Where 7, I never finished 7. Like I went back and finished it like probably after I played Final Fantasy 10. I went back and I played it and I finished it. But back then, 8 was the first Final Fantasy game I actually finished. So I just think it's got like a place in my heart, and plus you're lucky anyway. You got was it for free or on Game Pass? You know what I'm saying? So like you're calm. You can play 8.
Oh yeah, the remaster version of it. Yeah,
it's
definitely.
There. You're lucky, man. It's there.
I need to look at it to see what it look like basically, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to regress back to that kind of pixelation just to the point of going through the story. You know, sometimes when the graphics updated so much that basically it's gonna be hard for you to wait for loading time and all that. It depends if all the game is being just remastered basically.
No, man, there's no go. Listen, like you're playing it on the Xbox Series X. There isn't gonna be no loading time.
Hopefully, no. Let's see. I'm gonna download it anyway. Have a look at it. You know,
it's a remake anyway, so it looks better. So it isn't gonna look as pixelated. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna look better.
Yeah.
I don't know if that game runs at like 30 frames per second or whatever it is, but it's a turn-based RPG, so it's not like it's action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't have to worry about too much of the speed of that and all that for those kind of games.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like 8, you know what I mean? 8 is probably one of my personal favorites.
But I got so much stuff that I need to play, like Nier Automata. I haven't played that game yet. I'm downloading it at the moment as well. But I got so much stuff that I can play at the moment. But you know, for now, I'm gonna just try to finish Outrider, ranking up my character and all that, and walk about with it for a few weeks. No matter how people are moaning about the game, it's still great fun to play. Basically, the gameplay is sick.
No, I definitely enjoyed it because again, when I was in CS today, was it started talking about, and I got asked about what I thought about it, and I said that when I played the demo, I liked the demo, but it wasn't enough to make me feel like I wanted to get the game. But when I played that at your house, like it made me feel like I wanted to get the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I said. I was like, it's a good game. Like obviously, I never experienced the crashes or the bugs because obviously I've only played the demo, isn't it? And obviously, was it like the version you've had after the update and stuff? So I was just saying, it's a good
I'm not going to
game.
deny it. There's a lot of things that they can change with the game. Basically, it's like you know, especially for end game people, understand what they mean totally. It's like it's like there's so much customization in the game. It's like that you give basically a person a kitchen with all the food of the world, but you allow them to only do one recipe.
Yeah.
That's what's happening at the end of the game, because everybody is doing like basically a build based on DPS, because the end game is based on time. You need to finish the raid in the mission in a certain amount of time. So basically, it doesn't. If they had like, for instance, stuff where you have to basically hold the flag or stay there for as long as you can, the longer you survive, the more stuff you're gonna get. A different type of system. You allow people to actually muck about with a build. Don't have to just basically everybody basically end build is about making more damage with your gun, because that's why the end game require you to do. So by opening different opportunities, people are going to be able to have a lot more fun with the game. you know.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, like I said, it's got me wanting to like get the game and play it because I actually really enjoyed it when playing at yours. Remember, I was trying to get used to like using the abilities and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
to just
yeah.
use, I mean, just playing the game like it's a shooter and stuff. So yeah, man, I like it. You know what I mean? But you're lucky. You got Game Pass. You got so many games, and I mean, like you said, you're downloading. Was it Nier Automata? What I would say,
and
like,
I downloaded
was it?
Ori yesterday, you know, the Ori and the something, the forest. And I gotta tell you, the game is beautiful, mate.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Well,
I mean, were you actually playing it?
yeah, I was talking about with him just the beginning of the game, and basically it's been like kind of ends for the Xbox, the X, but basically it's fantastic. It's beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful. The lighting,
Okay.
the movement, like the foliage and all those kind of things. Yeah, they did a great job.
I'm going to have to come around and actually look at that because remember was it we were watching the trailer in it and like it looked
Oh
sick.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, especially the
And
second
playing
one. I mean, which
playing
one
it
did you
like
download?
no,
What, the
I've
first one?
downloaded the second one because the first one basically I've seen it already. I mock about with it like when the demo was out, but the second one is the one that's been basically and especially for the One X basically. So I wanted to see what it looked like compared to like other platform, and it looked beautiful. Looked beautiful.
Yeah. Oh shit, that was it. That reminds me. So like before I forget, yeah, what's it? You know, Hitman 3. There's like there's a playable demo you can download on the PSN.
Okay.
And the reason why I say download it because you can actually play that in VR, isn't it? Like remember I
Oh, cool.
mentioned it to you, was it remember like I mentioned it before, or was it that I want to get the game, I want to wait until it goes down and all that. But I just realized
Okay,
it's
so
actually like
it's a
it's actually
demo.
like yeah. But you can play
Okay.
I mean, you can play it in VR. I haven't tried it yet. It just finished downloading this morning and obviously I've been running around and stuff, but I'm probably gonna try it tonight and stuff. But it looks quite sick, isn't it? Like was it like
Okay.
from what I saw online, like the was it like the VR graphics and the quality of it is probably one of the best in terms of VR, like visually, like was it visually looking games, isn't it? Like really good, really
Okay, I'll
good.
download it and I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I need
it's
to
quite big though.
actually I need to recalibrate my VR. You know, since I changed all the setup in the front, and basically I need to just resync everything. So last time I was trying to mock about with the Star Wars quickly, and everything was just all over the place. So because you know I changed.
Oh wait! You play Star Wars then?
I just tried it. Then after that, I need to just move the camera and just like rearrange it. So I'm gonna do it later on, basically.
Okay,
But I just touched it for a little bit, just started basically, but everything was a bit kind of weird. So I don't know. I may have to re-put the camera a bit further down so that you can see me properly.
Yeah. Like, that's what I had to do as well. All right then.
Yeah.
Well, when you play it, make sure you let me know what you think because
Yeah.
it's a good. I mean, like it's a cool experience, isn't it? It's definitely a cool experience. Like that game.
Well, let's check it out. Let's check it out. You know, just see
Yeah.
how cutting people with the virtual lightsaber is gonna be like. You know.
Yeah, man. Was it? And you got force abilities as well, isn't it? So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's cold because you can be up here doing this, pulling. It's cold, actually. It's cold.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
Obviously, it's not perfect, isn't it? But
yeah.
You know what I mean. But for what it is, it's good, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like any Star Wars fan that always imagine actually like using a lightsaber, using force ability. This is for you, and you know what I'm saying. And like it has you wondering and thinking and hoping that in the future with like the PlayStation VR 2 or the or Oculus Rift or whatever. Actually, was it Teller? The game was originally on Oculus Rift and they ported it over to the PlayStation VR. But in the future, we get better looking, better performing games and Star Wars games as well. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I just want to play Half-Life Alyx. That's all.
Oh yeah. What's it like?
So if I can, but I'm just thinking because I told you I wanted to get one of the VR for the PC and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see, waiting like by the end of the year to see what PlayStation is gonna do first of all with a new VR. See the spec of it and see as well if Microsoft gonna respond on their side as well, innit?
Yeah. Well, the VR is compatible with PS5 anyway, so.
Yeah.
No, I mean, so however long it takes them to bring out like the new one, it's what it is. I mean, like that was it. To be honest with you, that's the reason why that like I'd rather them just take the time and like perfect it or make sure it's better than what it was before.
You're right. With all the fuck up that's been happening actually with the gaming industry at the moment, please take your time. Take your time. You know, when you come out with something, you say it's ready. And on certain stage as well, I'm sorry to say, they're putting all the blames on them things on all the companies. But what about Sony and Microsoft? You putting something on your platform, allowing people to pre-order it, but have
Exactly.
you even checked yourself to see if the game is actually ready?
Yeah,
So are you
exactly.
telling me that everybody is taking everybody's word for granted until you get to the end of the consumer? Nobody checked that shit until it got there.
Yeah.
So all of them need to stop the bullshit. Maybe the basically like guys like CD Project Red, no matter, I don't know the reason for what, for them to give a game like that and say that it's okay to put it out there.
Money,
But
that's what it is, greed.
wrong on Microsoft as well, on Sony, for actually all I did to be on the platform and letting people buy it.
Yeah, it's
Because
disgusting.
we've never been able to buy it without them saying that, yeah, it's okay to do so. You know, so they should have checked that shit themselves first of all. You know.
Definitely, was it like I definitely agree with you. I think that, see, the thing is here is that if you're going to do pre-orders here and you're going off a company's last game, like the reputation, then obviously like you can only go like, was it, we're going to talk about CD Projekt Red, was it like we look at The Witcher 3 in it, so we look at that. I mean, obviously the game came out a bit glitchy and whatever, nothing compared to Cyberpunk, but but the game was pretty much good. So like they would, so if they could do early pre-orders and stuff like that, Sony or Xbox are probably looking at them like, all right, then well, your last game was good, it was on point, it was game of the year, whatever. So so like we believe that you're going to make a game to a certain standards and quality. So the early pre-orders are probably based on that. But but like when the game, when the game, or even just before the game went gold, because obviously they have to like play. The thing that makes me laugh here is that when games go gold, it's through them actually playing the game, you know what I'm saying? And they can play it from beginning to end, and that's how it goes gold. So the fact that CD Projekt Red or Sony or Microsoft didn't like see the game or play the game and think to themselves, nah, this ain't ready, told you that like it was just about greed, because they had like accumulated so many pre-orders on both consoles, especially the PlayStation, that they turned around and said for that, what I think it was like the third time or whatever, that it's been delayed again, they probably would have lost some pre-orders and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
People
So
like their money back and all that,
yeah.
But
So obviously, it was all centered and based around greed and money, in it. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that when you're doing early pre-orders for companies like Sony and Microsoft, I can understand them saying, okay, if it was like Horizon Zero Dawn and they're gonna do like a second one, you know what I'm saying? Then you would allow early pre-orders because their first game was on point, so you give them the benefit of the doubt. But that's why, yeah, that like for whatever reasons, I don't think it's like, for the sake of the games. I think it's more to do with because CD Projekt Red basically like put Sony in it, you know what I mean? By telling everybody to get pre-orders and shit. That basically Sony just turned around and said, okay, we're taking the game off. And even though we've had like patches, and there's a new one as well that you mentioned before, I think it's 1.21 or something. Like the game still isn't back on the platform because Sony's like, no, it's not coming back on the platform until it's on point. And and regardless of like how Sony got to that stance, that needs to be the attitude going forward with a lot of these games. Because when you mentioned about like earlier on, when you're talking about online gaming and stuff like that, like free games online, whatever. The reason why I hate a lot of online games is because a lot of them come out broken and unfinished. And because they're online games, but they're free to play or whatever it is, it's almost like the studios or like even companies like Microsoft and Xbox don't don't feel the need to be telling the developers, as in like you need to make sure the game is like of a certain standard before it goes on like goes onto our stores or our platforms, even if it's free. It's almost like because it's free, then the standard of game to be on the platform like lowers somehow because the game is free, you know. So I hope they keep the same energy across the board. But CD Projekt Red, they really fucked up. They really fucked up.
Yeah, big time, big time. You know, a lot of people were basically looking at the old IP and thinking that it was going to be the same thing. But mind you, I think that they tried to push basically the game so much to try to get so much things happening at the same time. So they basically try too much.
Yeah.
Like Cyberpunk should have been like a PS5 and Xbox One X exclusive that should have come up in 2022 when they had understand how to use each of the console properly. They could have pushed it all the way they wanted. There wouldn't be no crash, no graphics. They would have basically just even rearranged the AI to make it a bit more kind of like interactive and more interesting to deal with and all that, than basically try to put too much in the game that actually couldn't even be handled by the console that basically wanted to put it on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
especially when you saw the trailer and all that, you saw the city basically that looked like there was people all over. It looked like New York basically, where everybody's walking all over the place. But look at the real
PC,
game.
man.
There is
That was
nobody.
high-end PC. That wasn't
There's
like that was
nobody.
high-end
Nobody.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't run that, PlayStation 4. So that's why when I saw the trailer and all that, at the beginning I thought that, okay, is he actually just actually in game, or is that just a trailer, or on which kind of platform that's going to run? Maybe a PC at full throttle will be able to run all that kind of animation and basically character moving all over the place, but it's going to be very hard for the PS4.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the Pro is going to just lag.
Yeah, yeah. Like, no, I mean, like, see, it's funny, because like with the updates that's come out in terms of like the last gen consoles or whatever, the PS4 Pro runs the best with, I mean, like with the updates and stuff, which is weird because the Xbox, was it One X, is a more, I mean, it's a more powerful machine. But for some reason, the updates, like, the PS4 seemed to run better after the updates. Well, sorry, the PS4 Pro runs better after the updates and stuff.
Yeah, but there's no updates for the One X yet, for the Xbox. There haven't been no updates yet, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. I don't
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean, but the thing is, if they would have delayed it to 2022, and said it's only coming up for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, they would have lost so much money because the majority of the install base, we're just talking about consoles, is PS4, isn't it? And in 2 years, there's no way, that like the same amount of people that own a PS4 are gonna have a PS5 in 2 years. So they're gonna lose that money, isn't it? That's why that they turn around and try to do their madness, isn't it? Because it's money.
It's true, but the thing is, like, then don't pull out something that's so demanding than Cyberpunk to run. It's a fantastic idea, but bloody hell, if you ain't got the the platform to be able to run it, don't pull out something that's that big. Basically, that's it.
Yeah, mismanagement. I mean, like mismanagement, greed. You know what I'm saying? Mad hype. I've said it before. I got caught up in the hype. I remember what I said to you before when we were talking about pre-ordering games. How I said to you, I'm never pre-ordering no games. The only time I'm pre-ordering is collector's edition of a game that I know. You know what I'm saying? But Cyberpunk, I did. I pre-ordered it 1 week before it came out. Yeah, like just a standard game because like I got caught up in the hype. Innit? I got caught up in the hype. The game came. You know what I'm saying? It came late. And in that time, all the fuckeries happened, and I sent the game back, innit?
Because you never know. Even like, for instance, like I'm gonna take again the example of Outrider that we were playing the demo. The demo was really no problem, innit?
Yeah, it was fine.
But as soon as he went on online and all that, it was just pure madness.
Yeah.
Which is quite surprising. If the demo is running properly, why is there that suddenly out of the blue all the side? Because they weren't ready for that. They tried something they never done before. So that's what happened. It's like you see that Square Enix and all that is behind there because you can beautiful graphics, visual effects, and all those kind of things. Like, but some aspect of the game are very lacking. Like something as simple as the sound effect is just very rubbish in that game. The gameplay is good and all that, but most of the guns sound the same. And they could, and it's not actually a big problem to change the soundscape and all that and the effects of the gun. Just like when you want to shoot a shotgun, it got to sound like a shotgun, not like you just like shooting a water pistol or something,
Yeah, of course, definitely, and I would say that even Crystal Dynamics, is it Crystal Dynamics? Yeah, Crystal Dynamics. Like they've had issues with was it with Marvel Avengers? I think that's the first time that they've tried to make like a multiplayer online game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously it's got campaign and stuff, but like, you know what I mean? And we've seen what happened with that, because I mean, obviously you're dealing with firstly a big IP, and secondly they're dealing with like time restrictions You know what I mean? Like they got a deadline of when the game needs to come out, you know. And for a studio, you know what I mean, for like for like developers to be making a game that they haven't made before, you're gonna need more time, innit? Which is the reason why, you know what I mean, which is the reason why that like I didn't mind the fact that Days Gone took as long as it, you know what I mean, as long as it did. And the game only came out, I mean, like when it did, because obviously they had pressure from Sony saying, listen, like this game is meant to come out at this day. You know what I'm saying? The game's already been delayed. You need to push the game out. You know what I'm saying? Which is the reason why when they make, I mean, it's like what I was saying before. When Sony make the argument of, oh well, you know, it's because of, you know what I mean, like, was it like the game cost us more than what we thought it was going to take? The game came out later than when it was meant to come out, and when it came out, it had bugs and stuff like that. That's partly to do with Sony mismanaging a studio making the game for the first, like, well, AAA game for the first time of that size, not giving them more than enough time to do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, I think that a lot of them companies need to get a good slap on their face, and that's what I'm saying. That if Sony doesn't wake up and all that and do something about this stuff, a lot of people aren't going to be bothered anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
you know what I'm saying? Because
you can't keep on basically put your name forward like that and allow people to just send non-finished games, especially that now the games on PlayStation are almost 70 quid. I'm going to put £70 of my money into something that's supposed to be a AAA game, and the game's going to pop out. I'm going to start playing it, and everything is buggy and is not working.
Nah.
I didn't pick up that money on a tree.
Nah.
You know, it's people sweat and work that they put to do that. So I'm not saying that, oh, the game is bad, I didn't like it. I'm saying that even if the game is bad, I don't like it, let it run properly. Let it do what is supposed to be done, you know. Now, people point of view, fair enough. There's some people that are going to see a game that loved it and all that. Some people's going to hate the game. But as soon as it's running, it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's all we ask from the, you know, from the producers and all that.
Yeah, it should be the standard. No, I mean, like, that should be the standard. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? Because when you're
it's always
playing the
been
game,
the standard, Jay. Since the console, we've seen that we had games for so many years, like up to the time of PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. Whenever a AAA game pop out, that just crash all the time. It never happened to that extent. We did have like some stuff where the people that produce game basically, but actually there was no problem with the crash, but it's just that the game was just empty, like Destiny. When it popped out, there was nothing to do. It was just a big, like, you know, game down there and all that. It wasn't crashing or bugging that much and all that, but there was nothing to do because they had like basically a hollow until they built up the game and all that. But a game that basically come down and just crashing like Cyberpunk and all that for so much money, that was a first.
Yeah.
To that extent. Outrider as well got the same problem, but I think that is more toward network and all those kind of things than basically the game just being broken to the point where, you know, you're going through your gun, like the AI is just not answering, you're shooting characters and they don't die, all those kind of things. Cyberpunk was totally not ready.
Was it like, do you remember Assassin's Creed Unity?
That's not the best, but I don't know if I played it.
That's the one that had the mad bug, like it broken, like kind of like Cyberpunk as well. I think that game was based in France, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was Assassin's Creed Unity, and that game was fucked up, like bad, really bad.
I don't think I never played it. It wasn't like, one of the main IP. It was just maybe a side game that they did, or was it a full kind of like a Val and all that?
Yeah, full IP.
Okay.
Full IP. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because obviously I know that with Ubisoft, what they were doing is that they were like, I think every other Assassin's Creed they were given to a different studio. So it might be Ubisoft, was it Montreal, or like it might be Ubisoft in America somewhere. It's like they got different sections of Ubisoft, and they were kind of like and they were moving it around every so often.
Fair enough. So it wasn't the main studio doing it, maybe, because most of the time their games, like when it's like, you know, like Vala, the one before that, the one in Rome and the one in Egypt, they all run no problem basically.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, like was it the main studio well, what I said the main studio is the same Ubisoft that made 1, 2, and 3. Because was it I think after 3 that's when they started like moving it around, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you know, but obviously Assassin's Creed become more of like a action RPG now, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah.
Model, yeah. It's okay. Well, I haven't played the latest one, the Valhalla one, but I played most of them.
Oh, you haven't?
Sorry?
You haven't?
No, I haven't played Valhalla yet. I just I did the latest one that I played was the one in Greece.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the one with the after the one in Egypt, and they went to after that they did one in Greece, and now the latest one is the Nordic mythology.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, I stopped playing Assassin's Creed a long time ago. I think the last one I played was Black Flag, innit? And that was it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they've become quite different game and all that, but it seems like even the latest one is totally different than bloody the one in Valhalla is totally different than the one before. I think they changed the way the game you go about, you know, finding stuff and all down the map. So it seems to be a bit more interactive.
Yeah, but this is the thing as well. I think that like so this is the thing, like I don't mind like open world games having like bugs and certain glitches.
You see that trailer, huh? Of Mortal Kombat.
Wait, is this a new trailer?
Yeah.
Is it? When did it come out?
They're showing a bit of the today actually.
No, I ain't seen that still. That looks sick.
And you're seeing Cabal and
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cold.
And they're talking about a bit of what they're doing with it and all that.
Yeah, that looks sick.
Oh yeah, that's you know, another money shot from the producer, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't realize that the first time when I saw the trailer that it was the guy from Supergirl, the guy playing Jax.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and did you ever watch Into the Badlands as well?
Yeah.
I think the main character is one of the like he ain't the main character from Into the Badlands, but he's one of the dominant characters in that show, isn't it? But he's the main character.
He was Into the Badlands. Yeah, I do remember it.
Yeah. More Kombat looks cold. Like you can see that they've almost like they've taken elements from the game. They've taken elements from like that. Was it like the YouTube series one as well? You can see they've taken. I mean, it's like was it like they use that as a template and the game and stuff, and it's like this is what it's gonna be. It looks nice. It looks
the only thing I would say a bit as a just my own personal mourning at the fact that basically they should actually use Michael J. White for Jax after all the work they tried to do to relaunch the franchise.
I mean,
but finally they got it. You know, it didn't matter. They could have just put him down there just because.
They should have got him.
It brought a lot more attention to the. I'm not gonna say the game only, but the little shot they did with all them guys basically was a little good stuff, though. Basically, you know. But well, just me bragging about. You know,
no, it's true.
Good on the new guy, I know that. Like, you know, he's doing a good job anyway. So yeah.
No, it's cold. I mean, like, it looks real good. But I remember when I saw I think it was the teaser trailer or the very first trailer. I remember thinking, like, when I saw, was it the black man that playing Jax? I was thinking, wait, is that Michael J? It's like, that ain't him. I'm thinking, what's going on? I thought that he was gonna be a part of it, but
yeah. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, maybe something better coming his way as well. Whatever.
It's a bit disappointing still. But yeah, man. I mean, like the first Mortal Kombat film, I mean, even though it might be a bit cringy or a bit cheesy to watch it now, whatever, like, I mean, like, it still has a place in my heart. The first one was good. The second one was garbage. The second one was garbage, isn't it? But the first one was good.
With Mr. Christopher Lambert playing Raiden.
Yeah. And Shang Tsung, in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, he was a nice solution. The Islander, the electric guy, and all that back in, like, became the God of Thunder already.
Yeah, Raiden. Jokes. One was a joker.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But I like what he did in the game where they used Shang Tsung from the movie, like his likeness in the game.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
Well, you know, there's one Shang Tsung, really. That's it. When you think about it, that's the face that you see in it. Yeah, that's it.
Your soul is mine.
You know.
Yeah, it's cold, man. It's cold. You know what I mean?
It's like up
When's
to
it
now,
coming out?
even like they're using Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of lookalike all the time when they're talking about Johnny Cage in it. Like, you know, he's still, you know, that's it.
Yeah, but Johnny Cage not in it, though, is he?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. Basically, it could be basically do a cameo as one character could be a Johnny Cage in there. That's basically they show, but you haven't been chosen for this Mortal Kombat. I don't know. Because at least, you know, you got some of the other guys like Sonya is there, Jax is there. So maybe Johnny is gonna show up, but it's not part of the main cast this time. It's gonna be just one side character. You know.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Was it that? I like that you got Luke Cage and you got Kung Lao there as well.
Yeah. Because it should be there because most of the old school East timeline people going to the Mortal Kombat are there. Because Johnny Cage got involved. Was it during the same time as Jax and all that, and Sonya basically went down there? So it should be part of that crew anyway.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, they got him and Sonya got a daughter in a Cassie. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's this timeline basically. So let's see what happens. You never know.
Yeah. Would it be interesting? When's it meant to be coming out?
I think it was next. I'm not too sure. I think it's very soon in a few months or next month or something like that.
I can't even remember, man. I didn't even know there was even another trailer. Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's called Sub-Zero versus Cole Young, basically trailer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that after, isn't it?
Cool, man.
Yeah, man. That actually looked good. Yeah, man. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you ain't eating yet, so
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? I know that you got food waiting for you, so
I've got to try to get some food done and just sort out something and try to get back to Outrider as well. I was just trying to just rank up a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I might pop over tomorrow or something, or you know what I mean, or something. No, because I want to see fucking the game you just downloaded. What's it called?
Ori.
Yeah. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Because when we saw the trailer for it, I mean, like, especially the second one, it looked really good. But I want to see it like
in the game
on your TV, the 4K. You see,
when you're ready, man. Just next door anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I definitely come and check that out and stuff in it. But
all right, cool, brother.
You know what I'm saying? But what's it? What was it? What I've done is that was it for anybody that wants to holler at my boy here, you know what I'm saying? I'll put the link to his Instagram channel, you know what I'm saying? Was it the ID?
Oh, the photography one. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, like, just until you sort yourself out with the channel.
Yeah. If anybody is interested in macro photography and all, the tiny things in the world, have a look.
Yeah. Actually, tell everybody where they can find you, innit?
Well, I'm just on Instagram at the moment, so I'm just gonna open a YouTube channel and later on just focusing on photography, and the other side is gonna be a bit of like airbrushing, like Gundams and all those kind of things, the little models that I do now and then, and
gunpla.
Basically, I'll keep them posted anyway. I think that's the best thing. When I'm ready, then I'll put it out there. Until then, if anybody want to just basically look at some macro photographies on Instagram, I.S.CONDE.PHOTOGRAPHY, basically.
Yeah. And I mean, and the link to his Instagram channel is in the description down below. Go and check that out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And we try to make it a frequent thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's like even if it's every 2 weeks or whatever, we sort something out anyway. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
we talk about it. No worries.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, when you get yours, I mean, your channel up, whatever, then you know what I mean? Like, we're there too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever you want to do, live streams, I mean, like we're there, and you know what I'm saying?
Cool, probably.
So,
nice
so like, thank you everybody for watching, listening to the Tapping Button podcast with myself and my brother, you know what I'm saying? And
thank you.
Hopefully soon we'll be back. You know what I mean? Hopefully soon we'll be back. So peace, everybody, man.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, my brother.
Later, man.